So thank you so much for tuning in again today. I'm Inspired Grizel, and on here we inspire you to be the best version of you that you were created to be, that God is calling out to be. Get content on love, relationship, worship, and a few DIYs here and there. Thank you so much for being a part of my journey. God bless you. And if you're yet to subscribe, please go ahead and do so. You'll truly be blessed on here. So in today's video, we're going to be concluding on the Hurt series. Now, if you haven't watched it, go. I started by giving an introduction, and I went into reasons why people hurt. I spoke a bit about church hurt, and today I'm talking about how to handle hurt or hurting people, right? Because it's either you're hurting or you're with someone that hurts, and that's why there's so much depression in the world today. And so what do you do if you've been hurt, or if you're with someone that is hurting? How do you handle it? The perfect example I saw for this, and I'm going to share that at a minimal point, is the story of Job, right? Job was in a situation where he didn't understand why everything was happening to him. Apparently, because he was a believer, that's why he was going through what he's going through. And that's the thing. Sometimes we hurt because we chose to be on God's side, and the devil is just mad at us, and the devil is coming at us, which already I mentioned before. And because the devil wants to get at God, he comes to us so that he can, try to reach God, right? So if you're in that place where you're hurting, what do you do? So Job was in this situation where he had lost everything. He was going through so much pain. And one of the things that stood up for me, that was one of the ways that he was able to get through the hurt he was going through, is his friends, three of them, and they came and met Job. It wasn't that they came and just met Job. The Bible mentioned here that they were with Job for 7 days silent, right? They kept quiet. They were just there to listen to him, because sometimes when people hurt, they just want to be heard. So they want to talk out the pain. So one of the ways you help people that are hurting is just listen to them. It's not about time to say, I told you so. No. Of course you told them so, but that is not the season, especially when the hurt is so fresh and all of that. They don't need to, I told you so, because already the hurt is proof that, what you said is true. So I was looking at myself. I said, do I have this kind of friends? Of course, these friends were not perfect, but in this instant, they were there. They came and they just sat with Job for 7 days before they began saying anything. So sometimes, how to handle hurting people is just to be silent and listen to them. Right? And they spend so much time with Job, and they try to encourage Job and make him to see reason why he should keep going on, and reason why there's light at the end of the tunnel. And that is what we do to people that are hurting. You try to encourage them. You try to be there for them, right? And above all, you pray for them. You pray for them. You pray for them. So you pray for them if you're hurting, and if you're with someone that is if you're hurting, you have to pray. It's going to be difficult, but you have to pray if you're going to get healed. I remember sometimes when I was betrayed and I was getting all this root of bitterness, I had to pray. It was difficult, but I had to tell God how mad I was feeling, and why would this person do me like this, and all of that. And I felt better talking to God about it. And God told me, don't worry, it's going to work out. There was a purpose in this. There was a lesson. And you will learn it soon. You don't see it right away, but give it some time. You will see the reason. So we have to pray. If you're hurting, or if you're with someone that is hurting, you need to pray for them and carry them in your prayer, that God will sustain them through the season of hurt. Another way to heal from hurt, or how to handle hurt, is to guard the information we release, right? I mentioned earlier that one of the reasons people hurt is because they've released so much information that they know enough to hurt them. Judas Iscariot could betray Jesus because he had been with Jesus. He knew where Jesus would eat, what time he would pray, and where they would go, and all this. He had inside information. Now, someone said wise people build in secret. Why? Because there are people that the nature of man's heart is just wicked, right? And people are just out there looking for who to hurt, who to pull down. And no one can hurt you unless they have information against you to hurt you, right? We get all the stories of blackmail, of sex scandals online, because there was inside information that got released to the public. So guard the information you release and to who you release it. It's not every friend that you tell everything. There are some friends that you can, pour out your heart, and there are others that you need to filter the information and just give the teeny bitty basics that you can, and if at all sometimes say nothing. Because that's the truth. We feel like we owe people an explanation. You don't really. If you're not hurting anybody, you're doing something that helps you. You don't need to explain yourself to people. You don't need to explain why you're maybe quiet on a certain topic. You don't need to. And so this need to explain to people sometimes lands us into releasing so much information that comes back and hurt us, right? So we need to mind it. I remember the story that I heard, I think it was even in a comedy. The lady was in a restaurant talking to her friends how her husband has had this business deal. She had been paid and that. And one of them went and arranged with some robbers, and they got to their house and took all of that money. Now, if she didn't say it, they wouldn't have known to come to hurt her, right? So got the information released out there. Another thing is seek counseling. If you have been hurt or you are hurting, please seek counseling. Now, hurt people, whether you like it or not. If you've been hurt and you're not completely healed, you will hurt people unintentionally and even intentionally. That is why you need to seek counseling or go for some sort of therapy. It's not what we do in this side of the world as Africans, but it's something that when you need that space, you have to go to. Find the safest place. It mustn't be a church. Of course, it could be your church, but it mustn't be, because it's not every counseling session that the church can handle. Sometimes you need to go out and meet a professional believer that is doing this as a career and get help. Okay. I mentioned here also, I said choose to keep the right company. Now, if you keep the wrong people around you, they're going to keep hurting you. Why? Because one of the reasons why people hurt is because you value people more than they value you. And so you need to learn to esteem yourself that much. There are people that their little actions, even without them telling me, have shown that they value me. And so I value them. I've put them on a really, really high pedestal. Right? Sorry about that. I've put them on a really, really high pedestal. So you can't go ahead investing so much in people that are not investing anything. You're going to get hurt. You can't pour yourself out for people, and when you need them, no one can pour themselves into you. It shows that you invested in the wrong people, and so you're going to get hurt. So mind your friends, mind your association, mind the company you keep. It's going to really help you to deal with hurt and to avoid getting hurt in the first place, right? I said another thing which is really, really important is manage your expectations. We get hurt because we expect some things, they don't happen, or we expect some people to be up to certain things and they don't live up to it, so we are hurt. So manage your expectation, manage your emotions, because this is what is going to cause you to get hurt. Stop expecting someone that is only worth a dime. You're expecting millions from them. No, you're going to get hurt. So manage your expectations, all right? Another way to handle hurt is learn to forgive yourself, right? Learn to forgive yourself. Most times we are hurt, we continue to be hurt because the situation happened, it's past, and people have moved on. People are moving on, but we haven't moved on. We keep hitting ourselves on the head, hitting ourselves. And this is so sad, because even God says, your sins will I not remember. I've wiped them away as a mist. So if God can forgive you and not keep record, why are you keeping record of the wrong that you did? You are putting yourself down. You're giving the enemy a stronghold to pull you down. So learn to forgive yourself. That's how you handle hurt. That's how you deal with hurt. That's how you get free from hurt. Another one I said, take responsibility. If you have been hurt, take responsibility. Look at it. What did I do to get myself in this place? What can I do to get myself out of it? Take responsibility. Don't only focus on the person that hurt you or on the situation that caused you hurt. Take responsibility. There's something about responsibility. When you take ownership of something, you are able to navigate through it smoothly and better and faster. So take responsibility for whatever caused you hurt. And my last point, and I've mentioned a lot of them because, of course, hurt is a vast topic. There's no one solution like that. One of the core reasons, the core way to handle and deal with hurt is to get closer to God. I mean, I could stress this, I could make this on another video, but you need to get closer to God. Because if you talk to every other person but God, you will pick up the wrong counsel and you might continue to act wrong and remain in hurt. But get closer to God. There's a tendency for people that are hurt or hurting or that have been hurt by the church to draw away from God. No, that's not the solution. That's just taking you closer to the enemy. If you're further from God, then you're closer to the enemy. There are no two ways. So draw closer to God. Why? Because first, God is your Father. God loves you. God knows how to take care of you. God is a healer. God is a comforter. And what does a hurting person need? A hurting person needs comfort. They need healing. They need someone to be there for them. They need someone to encourage them and hold their hands out. And they need someone to lead them to a place where they see themselves again of greater greater worth, a place of healing. And all of these things are found in God. Even God will help you choose your friends right. Even God will help you know how to manage your expectations. Even God will help you know those that are for you and those that are not against, those are for against you. So get closer to God. This is so important in handling and dealing with hurt. All right, that's what I wanted to share with us today. Let me know in the comment section, what are the things, how do you handle hurt, or what do you do to, how do you deal with someone that is hurting, how do you support them? Let me know in the comment section. All right, I really want to believe, God, that this hurt series has been a blessing to someone and will continue to be a blessing for those that are going to watch right after this. So thank you so much for giving a few minutes of your time to me, and do me well to like, share this video, and why not subscribe